the basis of a short interview by their peers that are qualified based on the submission of an optional resume and then quickly voted on in executive session, as opposed to the rigorous interview process and qualification, educational requirements that it takes for a teacher to arrive. I tell you that regardless of the economic circumstances, which have largely been placed upon us by people who are directly opposing the teachers, now is the time not to sell out, but now is the time to invest. As any good businessman, as any good investor knows, now is the time to buy. Now is the time to invest in things of value. The things of most important value are those things that are going to produce long-term value, not the flash in the pan, not the coolest gadget, the thing that's going to disappear, not a Cabbage Patch Kid, something that's going to last. So right now, as we're making decisions about where to put our buck, I, as a taxpayer, think that, as Warren Buffett might say, we should be value investing. And value investing means investing in people, not in stuff, and certainly not in ideologies, but in people. And people who create other people who are leaders. The gentleman who was interviewed, whose name I couldn't hear, is also a businessman. As he spoke, I heard echoes of what we're all challenged in with business right now. What we're looking for is people with leadership competencies. Things like action orientation, the ability to deal with ambiguity, to manage vision and purpose, to listen with humor, and people with incredible customer focus, people who can manage innovation and lead, people who will see things, take ownership, solve them, and then do something about it. That's what teachers create every single day. That's why they show up. That's why anytime you see them, they're grading papers. We're talking about how to help that kid that's in trouble, even if they're not in their class. See, they're not punching a clock and coming in and out and saying, it ain't my job. What they're saying is, it is my job. These kids are my job. The future for all of us is my job. And what a glorious job to have.
Peter Dumas at Mendon Township. Same subject, perhaps a little less emotion and less impassioned speeches. But, I just have a couple of comments and a suggestion. I'm disappointed that as yet we don't have an agreement reached between the teachers and the Board of Ed regarding the contract. We're all disappointed. I'm sure that this process is being frustrating and tiring. I'd like to express at least my personal support for the teachers tonight, obviously. They are clearly dedicated professionals committed to our students. And I'd also like to express my support to you, the Board of Education, in your mission to ensure that our students receive the highest possible educational experience. Especially at this time of unprecedented economic challenge, while also respecting taxpayers. But as a parent and as a member of the community, I'm still very disappointed that it's mid-November and we still don't have a contract. And there are consequences. And I personally think our students are being a number of things. I just take two examples. The first one, We haven't had a back-to-school night. Yeah. Back-to-school night, as I think we all know, represents an important opportunity for parents to get to see their students, new teachers, and to hear firsthand teachers' focus and priorities for the upcoming year. As parents, we miss this opportunity, and I think this was especially disappointing for parents of homecoming freshmen. Another example is the postponement of an informational night or event on the IB program. This event has been held in past years. It's been well attended by parents, sophomore students, freshman students. Clearly, postponing this event is not only disappointing, I believe it potentially also compromises the success of the IB program. I don't believe anyone would wish to jeopardize the IB program in any way. Our district, as we all know, has the highest number of IB graduates in New Jersey. Just a couple of, at the surface level, areas where our students potentially, as a result of ongoing and yet still impasse with respect to contract. Now to my suggestion, and the suggestion is directed to the board and concerns simple thing, that's communication. Communication on the impact or the impasse of contract negotiations on our students. And I would recommend the board perhaps fire the superintendent, and obviously working in concert with the teachers, provide regular, up-to-date information to parents on the current students of the current situation and the impact of those negotiations. And what that actually means day-to-day in our schools. Like during this back-to-school conference, we're still going to have it. We might be informational today, still going to have it. It's going to change in this context. Or some other more innovative, more simpler way of communicating that or getting that together with teachers and still work under the setting of what they agreed to do as a group. Namely, perhaps look at other ways to communicate rather than face-to-face meetings. In any event, I think the board should never forget that informed and engaged parents can serve as a valuable partner in our children's education. Thank you.
Hey, Phil.